Hello, greetings. Alright, thanks for joining us. Yeah, I started a bit late. I was updating everything, this system, so it took a while. Alright, go for about 30 minutes. See how much energy I have for this. I have to get early tomorrow morning. I sent a video. Jeez. I'll probably go into this more tomorrow. It's about it is Isaac Kappy, ISAAC KAPPY. Isaac Kappy basically is exposing pedophilia in Hollywood. Jeez. Basically, it was Tom Hanks is a pedophile. Steven Spielberg is a pedophile. And when I first looked at it, he looks pretty legit. The guy was talking about this. Of course, I can post an image of it. I'll go into more tomorrow, but it's Isaac Kappy. Basically, just type that onto Google. It shouldn't have too much. It shouldn't be that hard to find. And I'll go into, geez, just, you know, this, like, Chris, was it, name is Chris McGlover. He was in Back to the Future. He's George McFly in Back to the Future. And he says that, Steven Spielberg is worse. Is just like Harvey Weinstein, but worse. So it's like, jeez. You know, yeah. I mean, yeah. With Spielberg, you know, I don't really doubt it. Unfortunately, you know, he puts on this friendly persona, but I mean, who is always friendly? I mean, who? I mean, it's like a facade, right? So I don't know if that's going to go into the mainstream. It might. They're taking Weinstein down. Now people are afraid to go. Now this wasn't the subject I was going to go into, but I figure I'm about to bring this up. I'll go into. I'll do what I can tomorrow on it. But yeah, it's a. I mean, yeah, you're going to have your filters because it's like, oh, I mean, you grew up with a lot of these actors and stuff like that. And of course there's other, it goes beyond, a lot of it's in finance, and so probably a lot worse, but we don't know who those people are usually. But with Hollywood, it's a different story. They're right in our face. And so with yeah, with Steven Spielberg, he spent his whole career on making himself look good. Yeah. But yeah, you get filters and you grow up with these people. It's like, oh man, it's just but yeah, anything's possible. It does need to, you know, this is how we're going to heal. Right now, California is on fire, a good portion of it, and even there's a thing on Facebook about, oh yeah, that video I'm talking about, I put it on my Facebook page. I didn't put it on my social network, but put it on his Facebook, two different pages I have on there. If you look at Ivan Teller, you can find it. You can find it there, if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah, it's with California on fire, to say it looks like something out of a movie, and you say this situation here and others, but for us to move up to the galactic direction is like something you would see out of a movie, basically. And that's why this stuff is in the movies, to let us know of our own abilities. Of course, not many people are flying yet. Doesn't mean, you know, it's soft disclosure, but I also feel that a lot of souls here are used to flying, not just in spirit, but in other worlds. Used to flight is no big deal. It's part of their existence, and you come here, it's like, you know. So of course here where everything is, we're shut off from the universe, basically. Well, sort of. Well, you just can't get in a spaceship and go anywhere you want, right? So let's put it that way. We're pretty much shut off from the universe. Well, at least us, the common folk, are. Basically, the title of this is, yeah, Martian Illuminati. Basically, this world is a Martian planet in a lot of ways because of influence. Basically, shut down the female. Especially even a lot of females, when they get older, they fall apart even more. The male seems to retain a lot, not always, but, and that's to break down the female, basically. From Mars, I believe Mars has all, it's all blamed on them because they just kind of lost Yeah, you can say during the demise of Mars, they lost the female perspective altogether and kind of destroyed themselves. It's not just attack and stuff like that. It has a lot to do with internal. Not all Martians are connected to that, but some were. It was enough to cause the end of Mars. I believe that's a big portion of it, because we are like the sister of Mars, or the influence here is so heavy. They don't show themselves here, but they're here. And they just, you know, they're connected to the alphabet agencies, CIA, FBI. Of course, they're not going to have like "I'm from Mars" written all over, but the influence is there, basically to keep an eye on us. I would say a lot of that is from Mars. The secret societies is Martian related, not just Saturn is Saturn related, but also Martian related. As for brainwashing the masses, putting us backward into 2D, 3, 1D, or whatever it might be, into our mentality. Focus on sports, focus on entertainment, and forget about yourself. Jeez. Of course, when money's, and once again, like with Hollywood and the pedophilia problem. Now, I would say Spielberg is probably pretty high on that list. And people was like, "What are you talking about him?" It's like, really? I mean, you don't really, he put, like I say, he puts on this facade on front, but I imagine there's something there doesn't seem right. It never has really, but so at least with George Lucas, he looks flawed. He looks, he can't get his own franchise to work right. I don't see him involved with that at all. But Spielberg's another story. So either way, yeah, George Lucas looks like just your average human. Of course, he's got flaws like everybody. At least he looks human now. Before, it's like he couldn't do anything wrong, and now he does screw up, which shows that his human side is finally coming out, at least, because it does seem like he could not do anything wrong, at least in the past, until the new Star Wars came out. That was a different story. But yeah, with this, the Martian influence here, it goes into secret societies, basically break down the female, to shut it down, to make it feel weak, because feminine is very powerful, and they don't want that. Obviously, you see that in the Arab world. It's written all over the Arab world. So the breakdown of the Martian manipulations, as there's manipulations slowly coming apart, but not. It still have a long ways. Like you see, like the Ellen show and these talk shows. A good example of basically it's, or for the feminine. Oh yeah, we're just, I believe the feminine can be a lot stronger than that, even surpass the male in a lot of ways. Where it's like female can be strong and powerful, and it's like I don't think they erased the history of the true female from this planet. You say She-Ra is kind of part of that. Like, that's a glimpse of how the female really is. I know She-Ra's in whatever it is, He-Man, but that's part of it. There's more to it than that. But it's like you get glimpses of, I'm not sure if there's a whole lot of examples out there, but they erased the true feminine from her. And so we're seeing like a male's version of it, cook at home and all that nonsense. Jeez. Yeah, we're under a major attack. I mean, what is it? It's like the Twilight Zone. It truly is. And these movies are here to wake us up. It's just they put it in our face and say, "Oh, that's not real. That's just all fake." Yeah, that's not true. like people flying. I believe that's very much of other worlds. At least teleportation, flying. Of course, advanced technology. People just like technology. They want to fly around, a flying car, stuff like that. Of course, it's seeming crazy on this planet, but this planet is all backwards anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's in reverse, going as fast as it can. Yeah, today somebody ran a stop sign. I almost got hit, and I was not too happy with that, and I felt two reptilians around this guy, manipulating him. So. And I almost saw, I saw two of them standing next to each other. I think they were more observant than anything else. Gotta love it. So, jeez. Gotta love it. So, Alright, for tonight's connection, also, yeah, NASA being exposed. Eventually, they're not ready to show their true selves yet, but eventually down the road, I feel like they will unravel their manipulation, as they're keeping a lot from us. That's coming from the deep state. It goes from the deep state to NASA to keep us shut down from the true reality. And, you know, this is with this channel here and others here to awaken humanity to the real world. Yes, it's like a fantasy world when you really open up, when we remove the manipulations, because basically we do have power and of levitation and all that. It's just all been shut down, so we're here to reactivate it all. And to your average human, you know, third dimensional programming, you have no power, just, you know, be beaten by the powers that be. You know, we don't see reptilians here. It'd be nice if we did see some of these beings here to give us some more justifications, like, see what we're trying to tell you. But you never know. You never know. I mean, if they're going to burn down California, why not we have some kind of alien disclosure here? I mean, why not? I mean, if you're going to beat the crap out of us and hide, yeah, I believe, yeah, a lot of the government, probably NASA, is involved with keeping aliens not being seen here through dimensions. I mentioned the zero dimension. Zero dimension has different, it's to keep humans part of the third dimension, but it's also to keep the beings hidden from us. So, yeah. I believe the zero dimension, of course, that's something I just picked up on, but I believe it has a very, you know, it's to keep these beings from us to get our truth here. That does not mean it's going to last forever, but, you know, every time I try to, like, break it open, it's like it's not time yet, it's not, we're building up to it, though. So, it would be nice to be able to see, like, a dragon, like, clear, well, it's a clear vision of it, or something like, or something. We do get glimpses here and there, but nothing really mainstream, you know, nothing really rock hard. But we believe we're, yeah, once again, we're building up towards it. The Zetas too, like, the Zetas are working behind the scenes, I believe, assisting our awakening, along with other beings, of course. So, yeah, it's like the galactic birthday present from the universe to us. Yeah, that makes. So we're in the build up of it. So yeah, tonight I think I'll go into more tomorrow what they need. But basically, the Martian presence is very strong here. It is connected to Washington and other governments. Russia is a big. I mentioned Russia has a big energy of it, but you know, we have the secret space program. Why Mars? Why not somewhere else? Well, I mean, obviously it's going to other places too, but Mars is usually #1 on that list for secret space program. Why is that? It's normally #1, like wars on Mars, reptilians on Mars, yada yada, insectoids, on and on. It's always Mars, Mars, Mars. It's because their influence here is very strong. Even if they're not really running humanity as much, their footprint, their fingerprints are all over it. Feels like it's more Anunnaki, reptilian, but not to say the Martians. I think they step back, but their work is already done here. It's like you're working with their masterpiece. Jeez. And of course, the Archon's involved with it too. Just gotta love it. You know, it's basically they broke us down, and it's for us to see it. And yeah, your mainstream human. I like using that word, mainstream human. You know, eventually will wake up, but always, like again, expect many anomalies to wake us up, but only for those that are already aware. Some might wake up to it, possibly. Then my B-fluence will decrease, but also increase for awareness, but decrease as for manipulation, because they're losing this war against us. So I feel like, you know, yeah, this is a channel if you're wondering. A lot of the MIBs are, they say, being released from their contracts to suppress us, because they're not always wanting to suppress us. Like, they're born with DNA, they're here to do it. You know, it's like another enslavement. So. Just like us. And some of them come here just to be part of our vibration, make their own choices down the line. Yeah, I feel like the MIB are going to be releasing their negativity. I mean, that's on themselves. So that's another thing, like with news, because they run the show pretty much from what I'm gathering as for our third dimension reality. Is MIB influence with NASA. This makes a lot of sense. It's not just them showing up and disappearing in their black car and looking cool or whatever it is. I saw I listened to something about them. They're afraid of microwaves. I'm not sure how true that is, but whatever. I guess that might be her talking to me. Yeah, there is a cover-up around Steven Spielberg. Good luck in getting that into the open. There's a lot of protections around. He has a lot of money to keep people quiet. Some people have disappeared also. He's not as bad as he used to be, but he still has influence there. Yeah, he's not as... And even his friends have looked the other direction, or they don't even know anything about it. They just stay out of it. They feel it's rumors, but some friends you don't always think that some just don't know. Just the way it is. They may have been friends for a long time and never had any idea. Just thought it was rumors. So, let's see. MIB influence here is going to strengthen us for awareness of what's going on. Yes, they run the news media. It feels like a MIB grid. It's not just Archon grids. There's other grids of influence. Of course, it's like it's an Archon grid to keep us on the planet or vibrations, but the MIB grid, which never really till now really didn't know it even existed for obvious reasons, because they don't want me to connect with it, but that's influence in the media, movies, us, obviously. Jeez, to push people towards abortion, to advocate, have an abortion. Yeah, your kid's gonna grow up all screwed up anyway. They're definitely. Of course, there's an MIB grid here, but reptilians and other beings can tap into it and manipulate us through that. It just gets better and better. So it feels like the MIB are very good at manipulating, and of course they're manipulated by the reptilians used against us. And so basically they enslave the MIB people. They have different names, not just MIB, we'll just call them that. But they've been around forever. Illuminati has been around forever. All this has been around forever. It's not. I mean, they might change regimes and all that, but the influence has never changed. So yeah, I mean, the MIB movie is self-disclosure. It's they're playing around with it. It's actually a lot of positives involved with that. Is to get it's to let us know what's here, little by little. Yeah, I said next few years is going to be a grand awakening. We were just warming up to it. More strength would come to us. Basically, our powers would be increased. Those of you that have abilities will you'll see a power increase, because you're going to be very much involved in changing Earth's vibration. You already are, but it has not been fully opened yet, as you can see. So not all MIB are bad. They're going through what we're going through. It's like calling all humans bad, like all reptilians bad. It's like humans, when you're looking from outside perspective, humans don't look too good. When you really think about it, it's not looking good. Not really. So I guess you can say kind of like we're a victim of circumstance in some because of our situation. But it's through manipulations, it's on and all. But yeah, the MIB grid, I'll have to go into this. Yes, it works with NASA basically to brainwash us. NASA is like a small version of what's truly going on, obviously. It's kind of like the toy version of it, of the real space program. Of course. Those are some expensive toys. SpaceX is being manipulated heavily to shut it down, but there's positive influences to keep it going. There's no word on Blue Origin. That's another one. Boeing, there's no words on that. They just wanted to connect. SpaceX is really part of the awakening process. So, of course, it's going to get hit heavily. As basically the reason why Elon wants to go to Mars is to expose the space program that's going on Mars also as another part of it. Of course, he doesn't believe in all the conspiracies, not fully aware of what's going on, but he has some idea. He has been heavily manipulated. Not to say he's all good. He's got his issues like anybody else, but I think, picked up he is part of the positive Illuminati. It was part of the Illuminati in general. he's in the middle of it. It's not perfect. He's got this and that, you know, but because he needs money to do what he needs to do, so he has to do things I'm too proud of, or whatever, compromise, something like that. But that doesn't make him bad. But either way, it's just the way. System's not easy for anybody. I mean, it's just like somebody working for an insurance company. Insurance is like total mafia. Attorneys, mafia. It's like legalized mafia. So when you think about that, oh yeah, our legal system's so. I mean, we work for the legal system. It's totally mafia. It's so corrupt. It's disgusting. It's so it's just. And the insurance companies are probably worse. So. Oh well, it's just the way it is. And it goes on and on and on. So obviously. NASA won't likely be opened up anytime soon, but we are going into that disclosure of what they've been covering up. You can say NASA is like the beacon of manipulation around the planet. It's basically, oh, look at that nice little ship. Oh, look, it didn't go to the moon again. Wow, it just shot a rocket up and not much is happening. It's just to keep us, busy, but there is a lot of other stuff that's going on in other dimensions for the most part. And Area 51, Edwards, there's so many other military bases, like Black Ops military base that have no name at all. Most of them are underground, but not all of them. Some are underwater, but a lot of them are just not marked at all. I have no idea of them. Those are ones that they have the scientists kind of like brainwash or whatever it might be to keep them, and like they're chipped and all this kind of stuff. They're really kind of like a robot society in some ways. So why we're bringing this up is, yes, the next few years awakening, but not to say nothing's going to happen. Now, New Mexico is heavily manipulated, and even that's having some awakenings here and there. You're seeing some ships, alien sightings there. It's because there's no grid really around. It's mostly around the United States and other countries, but mostly the United States. As this is the one that's causing the agenda shift. This is the other countries are involved with it. China's involved too, but the layer of manipulation is thinner than it is in the United States. The United States is thick, as you can see. That's why people aren't thinking right. They're losing their minds, coming serial killers. They're not thinking right because we're manipulated. We're just heavily, we're just lab rats basically. Yeah, people just, you know, the white male goes and, you know, it goes berserk out of nowhere. It's just, they can't handle the manipulation, whatever it might be. It just, the brain can't handle it. It just goes insane. So yeah, the United States is basically a laboratory. It's the volume has been turned up so much. I'm surprised we have not exploded mentally. Well, in some ways we are, you know, because we find entertainment, music to get our minds off of our lives, because we're in the hot seat. Of course, other countries are too. Like I say, the United States is the heaviest. Like with bad drivers and all that, is because the manipulation is at its highest here. It's the Illuminati battleground. Now it's lowered and higher, lowered and higher. Jeez. If you only saw what was truly going on. Jeez. And some of this will leak out more in due time. Some of this is like way over people's heads. But yeah, it's just... yeah, it says that doesn't mean now people aren't going to start to wake up to this stuff. It gets more and more psychotic. So you look for your alien awakening, you will see like the pedogate stuff, Harvey Weinstein. They're not saying anything what's going to come up next. Just keep it all that quiet. But expected to unravel itself. Yeah, it's basically we're just going to know more about our reality. A lot of people aren't going to believe it, is because it's too outrageous. But that does not mean it's not true. You know, just they're going to bring it. It has not fully. The truth hasn't really unraveled itself yet. It has, but there's more. And the big pill. Soon to come. Jeez. Yeah. They call it the big pill. That makes sense. Yeah, the big pill is not being fully brought to us yet. We're still getting used to all this adjustments. But yeah, it's gradually just go with the flow. Let's see. Because alien disclosure has to do with awakening more into your reality, basically seeing it a little bit differently, allow yourself to connect to more than the fourth dimension, not be so connected to the third dimension. And that was alien disclosure will get stronger and stronger. Next year is going to be more of a power year for it to come, but this year is still, it's like opening up the can. It's just those that are awakened are going to help others awaken. And it's going to be kind of, the earth is going to kind of slant a little bit. It's going to shift a little bit. Not necessarily major weather changes, just it's going to feel different vibrationally. It's already kind of in that direction already. But it hasn't gone there straight into that, you see, paradox where you can see timelines a little bit more clearly depending on where you are or whatever. Also, like countries and states, you might feel a vibration, you might see a different color. I mean, you look at a map, or you might see different, feel a vibrational energy coming from a like different, or your own state for that matter, because it's the aura that it's giving off. So the Chamber of Secrets will be revealed over time. Just trust yourself. Yes, send yourself love. Yes, it's a big pill that some are going to have difficulties taking in, because yes, it is a major. What we've been told in the past is partly true. There's much more going on. As basically, humanity is like under the foot of manipulation. That's true. Jeez. It goes much further, but you'll be able to unravel it. As it's not, I don't believe it's been revealed enough. You're not saying. The awakening is right around the corner. Those of you that are looking for change will experience it. Everything's going to come out. The spiritual energies will show up more. The spirit, you know, your guides, your angels, the aliens they'll all kind of come together. It's not just going to be like, you know, oh, here's the aliens. It'll be more of like a spiritual. Yeah, it's all basically the deep dive into the consciousness of the real Earth. Now, obviously everyone has to find their place in 3D. So, you know, you want to be positive all the time, but it's not easy because of the environment. Because you're always bombarded by all kind of. It's just not easy. You just gotta be yourself. You gotta do it the best you can. As some of you have to be another. Most of you have to be somebody else. Do the best you can. You are getting help, but you feel very alone for now. That won't last forever. But that's part of the plan. That's part of the job. The mission here. Stand your ground. It's a test. Feeling like you're alone, but you aren't alone. So it's all part of. You know, it's all part of the plan. You are where you need to be. Everyone's where they need to be. If you need to move, then move. The shift of the earth is coming near. Alien disclosures, spiritual disclosure. It's all wrapped together. Now, those that don't believe anything is going to happen, some of them are part of a dark agenda. Not all of them. Some of them are. They're trying to stop it, slow it down, not even let it happen. Is that they lost the love of themselves a long time ago, as they're putting codexes out there to freeze it, to stop it, to get a more of a people listening to them so they can slow it down and shut it down. It's part of their plan here, like a double agent. Jeez. But just stand your ground, be yourself, keep going, because they'll go after weaker minds. Basically, is what that's about. So Earth is, yes, connecting more to galactic federations. Basically, you're going to, yes, see yourselves differently in the next couple of months, as not everything is going to be revealed right away. But realize nature is working with you, so nature is going to shift along with you. You're not the only one changing, so nature will change with you. And during this also, you become more fragile and connect more to the manipulations that are going on in this world, basically to heal the manipulations. Not here to be attacked, here to heal it. So if beings are coming to you to cause difficulties, they're actually they're coming to you to be released from their negative contracts. And you don't, it's not always seen that in the third dimension. It's not all the information is coming in. So you think it's attack, it's actually a being coming to like a priest to be healed, you can say. This might not be the best analogy, but you understand. Probably not, because all the Vatican will eventually show. Now there's a lot of low vibrational creatures there, yes. Call it like the Black Order. Yeah, it's in a circle there on Vatican. It's on Vatican ground. Yeah, it's a negative vortex. There's positive vortexes there too. They're basically there to control the human mind, doing an excellent job there. And so these other churches, other religions are branching off to it. It's all connected to the Vatican, and the longer all religions go to the Vatican, even Muslims, everything goes there eventually. Yep. It all kind of deeps right. Yep. All of it. It's this diversified mind manipulation control. Not to say it's all bad. There are positives to it. Just not always easy seeing, you understand. That's what the Archon vortex really is. In Vatican is basically like a black hole energy. However you want to look at it. So basically the message is trust yourself. Yes, be prepared for strangeness in the air. This feeling unusual. Not necessarily bad way, just feeling you are disconnecting from the third dimension. You're here to help those in the 3D world, but you have to really disconnect from it to help it more, because you can see it more clearly. Just to be yourself, and it would be good to stay out of the drama, but it's up to you. Because some need to go into it and understand it. Some need to go into cults and understand it. Some just take choices that's like, what was I thinking? It has a purpose to it, just like being in a bad relationship. A cult is the same way. There are benefits to everything. So the secret societies are unlike there now. Secret societies here, obviously, they do their rituals. They're keeping the prison going, basically. They're connected to the Archon, negative Archon energies, reptilian, whatever it might be. You say reptilian, like the negative, the Satanism, or whatever you want to call it. Let's call it that. There's another word for it, but either way, that's calling out to to religion itself to rule humanity. So yeah, it's their worship Satan, which goes out to religions actually to rule us, and even technologies to rule us too. So they do these rituals for a reason. They do it in secret, obviously. But even commercials are rituals. Movies are rituals too. They're not always very clear because they put symbolism and stuff like that in there. Certain verbiage. Not all. All the movie studios are taken over. All of them, obviously. Money is, their power over them, but it's part of it's all ritual. Music industry, not all of it. All the music industry is taking a majority of it, of course. Lady Gaga is not always of a negative. She's like kind of a double agent too. She can grow up into it, go dark, and then change. Known all the time. That doesn't mean she's fully into it. Not necessarily. Yeah, I've seen her differently. I've seen, yes, she's in the dark, but I don't see someone that's totally threw her soul out. She might do some of the symbols and stuff, but that doesn't mean they're totally gone. Not always. I feel like she's coming out of it. Let's put it that way. Michael Jackson obviously was a ritual. The media. Listen to the media. See what if you do. You see what they're doing. The ritual once again to destroy, trying to destroy the president. Put the narrative out there because they don't want the awakening to occur, of course. So yeah, obviously when they go on the attack, when it's all, they're not attacking pedophilia, are they? Not really. Don't care. Right? Don't care. Are they going into the deep dark of Hollywood and Wall Street and religion? Very little of it is done. They might make a movie of it, trying to. The media is not doing what it's here to do, obviously. And it can do a great deal. But they're afraid to manipulate it. Jeez. A lot of them are going to go through a lot of negative karma because of that. Because deep inside, they know what they're doing is wrong. Some of them, not all of them. But those that do, it's, you know, they might be rich millionaires who live on Wall Street. Life is great. But they know they sold their soul. Yeah. So, CNN has written all, even Fox, same thing. Not all of it, but, yeah. So, yeah, we're going through some trying times. Yeah, it's not always going to be the easiest win as ever, because the truth is going to be very painful for people. Get ready for that. Like Steven Spielberg, it's weird. It's really weird. I saw stuff on YouTube on that. It's like I wasn't sure what to think of on it, but now I'm starting to see it. It's like it's not something I want to think about very often, but how are we going to heal all this if we don't connect to what's going on? So, ouch. A lot of the scientists here are suppressed of what's really going on. You don't hear about that. So yeah, majorly going on. So they're not really saying when this is all going to occur, but expect some painful truths to come through. That's all they're saying at this time. Yeah, so that's all. That's the main message of tonight. Yeah, Mars is. You can say they show up Mars, kind of like they cut themselves. They put their blood on this planet so they can control us. You say their blood's in our DNA. Jeez. That would make sense. Yeah, or our DNA is their DNA, but jeez. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's like a deep, dark secret is Mars. You hear about reptilians, you hear... There's not really a whole lot here you can really... you can't look in history and see a bunch of Martian pictures there. I don't think so. Like, you look at history and see all these, dragons and reptilians. That's where David Icke got it all from. Of course, probably got it from other stuff, channeling and whatever. But yeah, you see, like, China, it's like dragons everywhere. It's like, yeah, no, there's no reptilian presence here. No, not at all. Snakes, like, no, just no. So, Martian's a little bit different, because Martian it's more of a spiritual manipulation that's not really seen. If there is, I'm not giving any indication of where it's coming from. No, you never know. But yeah, the main message here is get ready for the big truth to come in, whatever that is. So, alright, take care, blessings. I'll leave it kind of short for tonight. Alright, have a great night, everyone. Blessings.